First of all, congratulations to Uzbekistan. They deserve to win this game. They could score a few more, but we could score a few also. To take positives out of the game, you know, if we take the goals away, which were caused again by our silly mistakes, I would call them like that, I could be even happy with the performance. You know, with intention, with trying, with composure, with passing. But this is our reality. That's what I need to say. At the moment, this is our reality. Without too many key players. Once again, we lost Chante prior to this game. Liston got fever, who was doing really well at the training sessions, and options were limited, to be honest. And it was obvious that strength, speed are causing us problems at this level. So we need to work on ourselves and taking positives out of everything. We are the growing league, we are the growing team. Learning from the lessons like this, it will give us good momentums in the future. And also there is another game left, so we need to leave next 5 days for the last game, which is giving us hope. But the hope will be alive there only if we eliminate these micro details which are killing us in the moment.
Thank you very much. So now for the viewers, microphones are available. Please raise your hand if you have any question. Once you get the microphone, please tell your organization, name, and then ask a question. Thank you. So let's start from first row. Yes, please.
Hello, Coach. This is Nilakri from Telugu. I'll start with the formation that you went with. India has looked a lot vulnerable with the 4-3-3 shape, even against Qatar.
It was 4-2-3-1.
In hindsight, do you see any changes in terms of passing? Because some passes in the final third, if they were completed, India could have gone ahead and caused a threat.
I mean, we started working on two formations since I'm here, when we've been practicing that and executing drills and getting players used to that formation, which can match any formation if we are defensively solid and not causing problems to ourselves, and we proved that. So I don't see nothing wrong there. I think that most of the boys were doing well today, but these limitations in accuracy in passing in certain areas are obviously giving opportunities to our opponent at the moment, and we are not the team who can allow itself to have one player absent from the game, and it is what it is.
Next question from right side. Second row, please.
Hi, Coach Rahul from Red Sports. Against Qatar also we considered goal earlier inside 5 or 6 minutes, but today the same thing happened. So do you think somehow that our boys are lacking accuracy, they need to be more vigilant inside the first quarter?
I can tell you that the boys looked fantastic on the training pitch, you know, that they were focused, they were disciplined, they were looking great. We went into this game very confident, you know, and you concede goals, you can concede goals. First 15 seconds or last minute, it's never convenient time to concede a goal. As I said to you, if you allow Uzbekistan time and space, they will kill you. That's what we did today.
Hi, Coach.
Next question, yes.
Hi, Coach. Ashish from Telau. Coach, what do you think about your senior players, centre backs, especially Sandesh and Rahul Beki today? You know, I think they could have taken more responsibility in the box, because first 2 goals we could have, you know, defended better.
I will not be harsh on any of our players, because these are the only players we have. You know, these players which you mentioned brought us a great clean sheet and victory against Kuwait. These are the players which I need in the certain future ahead of us, and I will be very supportive, very positive about all my players. I will try to help them to get better, to rise their game up, and to work on themselves. That's what I'm doing. That's my responsibility as a coach. It's easy to get harsh on anyone, you know, even on Ronaldo if you want, you can be harsh for not doing this and that. But we are at the level where we are. We need to accept our realities. We need to accept how much work we have ahead of us. And also we need to understand that there were many parts of today's game where we could enjoy our game. Our passing, our intention, our creation, and the same problem is always there, which is brought here by not being working anything in football for last decade. Not producing center forwards who can score goals and people who are clinical in goals. So that's now visible in the national team when we come to this level. Lower level, we're going to control, we're going to dominate these games. We won't have in the future, as far as I'm concerned, any problems qualifying for the Asian Cups continuously, but to have a better efficiency at the AFC Asian Cup, we need complete players. We either have players who can pass the ball or cannot match the strength and the speed here, or we have players with the speed and good passing ability, but they don't have strength. You know, so something is missing. We have several complete players who can match this level, but that's not enough. The whole team needs to be complete in all aspects of the game to match this level of competition. This Asian Cup, if you look only back 4 years ago, for me this Asian Cup is bringing twice much more quality than the last. If you look at the team, if you look what's happening in Asia with football, how much investment has happened in the last 4 years in Asia in football, and what's going on in all the countries who are top 10 in Asia. So we need to work on ourselves a lot.
Next question.
Igor, James Legg, AFP, another game in which India had a big following here in the stadium. There's a lot of support. What's your message to those fans going into the final game?
Once again, we are very sad about disappointing them today, but as I say, that's our life at the moment. All I can say to them, sorry guys, couldn't happen today, you know, but be supportive to these boys, because these boys will bring you lots of happiness this year. I can promise you that. And we need to stick by them, we need to be supportive to them and push them forward, you know. So there is one more game. Let's stick together. Let's see each other in 5 days' time and try to push these boys to get the win in the final game, which might give us opportunity to go forward ahead in the eliminatory round.
Good night, Coach. My question is that if we will comparison the Uzbekistan and Indian national teams, yes, Uzbekistan ahead of the India, but what do you think in the which aspects in the pitch today Uzbekistan were better than the India, and for that Uzbekistan win today?
Obviously they are clinical in the chances which they create. That's one thing. They didn't give away anything today, absolutely. Whatever we caused as a problem to them in their box, it was coming from us creating these momentums. On the other hand, we were the ones who allowed Uzbekistan to get easy chances. You know, that was the difference, I would say. But as you look at the football globally in Uzbekistan and India, then we need to accept that Uzbekistan is working a lot better with underage groups, that they are nearly dominating under 20s, under 18s. They have got fantastic generations of players, and that's why the national team is becoming strong. You know, that's one point where we need to speed up in India to make sure that we have certain future in football, because we are just organizing now or working to organize competitions at the age of under 18, under 20, which is not there. You know.
Next question, the gentleman with cap. So second row, microphone is coming now.
Look, actually, just I wanted to ask you a simple question. Because in the last 2 matches, in our center forward, almost are lacking. Even Sunil Chhetri is not able to control the ball in the last 2 games also, and today also the same thing was there. Do you find we have any replacement for him?
No. We don't. No Indian player is playing as a center forward anywhere.
Because we are totally lacking in getting the forward. Our defense.
Urkirat is one player who started playing now. He's 19-year-old. Maybe he might become one, you know. Ishan Padinta is on the bench. So I'm not here to produce center forwards. The clubs are there to do that. I can only pick up the best ones.
Next question, yes.
Coach Ahmed Hashim, Qatar Football Live. You were very realistic about your expectation from this tournament going into the first match. Considering what you've seen from the two games and assuming that you have a full strength squad, what are your expectations for the next year and the one after that?
Listen, as a coach, you always need to be positive, encourage your players, and enter any game, whoever you play, with a positive mood, and speak positively and create an environment of positiveness which might lead you to success. But I always try to be realistic about everything, you know. And I told you maybe a month or 2 months ago when I was talking about priorities for Indian football. I was realistic and well aware that with losses which we suffered in losing Ashik Purunia, Anwar Ali, Jigson, and at the end Sahal Samad, that's 4 key players which are badly missed in our team in all aspects of the game. Either you want height, speed, technicality, physicality, whatever is there, you know, and that's a huge loss for us. So I was very realistic, saying that we should have priorities, that we need to be realistic, and realistically I was looking that our main goal is to qualify for the 3rd round of the World Cup qualifiers. We created fantastic victory against Kuwait away, and now we have everything ahead of us in our hands to make that happen, first time in Indian football history. And as I said earlier, whatever happens here, we need to learn the lessons, we need to grow as a team from these games, and that's what we're gonna do, simple as that. I think that these games, if you look today, Apuya and Suresh specifically, these games are massive for these boys, because these boys, they are 2 guys who can match this level, absolutely, and I think that you all agree. I don't have any, I'm not in love with them. I love them for their courage, I love them for their commitment, for their work, you know. Obviously, there are 2 boys who can play at this level. We need more, much more of them, you know. Those 4 which are missed, they can do that also, you know, apart from Sunil, who is always there. He also needs to be surrounded with many boys who can play at this level for 100 minutes, simple as that, you know, to score goals. Someone needs to create, someone needs to bring that ball to him there so he can score.
We take last question.
Coach, you talked about losing Chante before the game. What is the injury? When did it happen? And when can we expect him to be back?
Yes, 2 days ago, Chante felt his groin. His groin had a soreness, a big one. And we rested him yesterday. Still this morning on the screening, we could notice that that's not perfectly well for the game for him. And there was no reason for us to risk that boy, because he's been pushing himself throughout last couple of seasons in a big way, and you could see that last couple of months he's been taped all over his legs. So what caused that groin problem? We need to see, we need to check and make sure that we don't lose him for what's ahead of us.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Miri. So, you want to ask?
Yes, please.
Okay, so very last one. Yes.
Coach, you touch upon that we can't close the gap at the senior level. Teams like Uzbekistan, you know, the youth teams have been doing very well last 12 years. Do you think as a head coach of India, you should have more saying it what going at the youth level of our youth teams, under 16 and 19?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, how we can expect that we can get the complete players if we don't have everything structured in our country in a proper way, if we don't get top level footballers at the age of 16, 18 and 20. We cannot have the national team which can compete at this level, simple as that. The structure needs to be there from the age of 14 until 23, that's a process, you know. So we need to go that way, definitely. We need to be patient. Until then we need to look for the players in the league which is there. You know, that league is growing, that league is helping us for these players to mature, to get certain games, but we all know that the level of these games doesn't have quality which can match here. The pace is totally different. That's why we look confused on the pitch. Sometimes the opponent players are approaching us too quick, taking balls from us in an easy way. There is no time here at this level.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much. All the best for the next.
Thank you guys.